First off, if you're watching this on Patreon, know that you're getting exclusive access to this for a week. You're privileged. You're the fucking champs. You're the MVPs. You're the people I do this for, and you're the real motherfucking all-stars. You support a real gamer movement who gets behind fixing this industry. You know a smart product when you see one, and you're not attuned to believing the bullshit like these Sony ponies and Nintendrones. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're a filthy casual who does not support me financially. Quite frankly, I could not give a shit whether you comment, like, dislike, click off the video, don't care, go back to your pornography. It does not matter to me. You need to be supporting me financially for your opinion to count towards anything. And I welcome you into the Dead Metal family. But let's get into the topic of the video. Jim Ryan, or as I like to call it, bastardization and dismantling a PlayStation franchise 101. What this man has done to the PlayStation brand cannot be overstated. Seriously, they need to take this man's 2 or 3 year crash course that he's put this brand through, and they need to play this out live in front of intro to business college courses as a huge list of what not to do. First off, he insulted the audience's intelligence by calling PlayStation 3 games old games that nobody wants to play. And then the motherfucker doubled down on that, stating that he was going to close the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita store because at this point, nobody's using them. Then the motherfucker reverses course when his mob of angry millennial children yell and scream on Twitter, "No, we still play the PlayStation games. PlayStation 3 is our favorite. It's so good." So what does he do? Instead of being an adult, a businessman, whipping out the paddle and showing his fans that he's not going to be jerked around, he caves. He shows that his balls have not dropped. He gives in to mob rule, and he has reinforced in their minds the fact that they think they run the brand. Do you know what happens back in the Middle Ages when the peasants would overthrow a king and they got what they wanted and they cut his fucking head off and they took back the power for the people? You know what happened? Societal collapse. All right? The foundation of their civilization went under because they were not qualified to lead in the way a king, a ruler is. And you don't have to look very far in the gaming industry to see a good ruler, a man who's fit to take charge of a brand, right the ship, put out the fires, turn off the alarm bells, and fix everything wrong with 1,000 mistakes. Phil Spencer is a prophet. Phil Spencer was sent here by God, and he is doing God's work, not only fixing Xbox, but making gaming better for gamers. Game Pass on PC. Huge benefit for the PC guys. Not as good as the Xbox side, but they're working on it. All right? Buying Bethesda, bringing that prestige and that recognition to Bethesda back. They're going to re-inject the old life, the Bethesda essence back into them. Fallout 76 was the lowest of the low. You can't get much lower than that bullshit. Fallout 76 is one of the worst games of all time. You know how they'll use death metal music to torture prisoners of war? Well, what they ought to do is really make them play Fallout 76, and I guarantee you, they will be admitting whatever information you want. It'll act as a fucking truth serum because nobody wants to play Fallout 76. Instead of using lie detector tests in a court of law, you ought to make somebody play Fallout 76 when they're on the stand, and that'll have them admitting whatever the fuck they did. I guarantee you that. What we're talking about is the old Bethesda. The Bethesda who put out Skyrim in 2011. The Bethesda that put out Fallout 3 in 2008. Restoring them to their former glory and propping them back up into relevancy as part of the Xbox family. But it's not just them. Phil Spencer took with them ZeniMax, all right? We have Doom, Dishonored, The Evil Within, Starfield, a fucking slew, a full-blown onslaught of games that are going to decimate anything that remains in the PlayStation first-party lineup. Nothing they have could possibly hold a candle to Starfield. They're literally peasants rising up from the villages with their fucking pitchforks. Meanwhile, Phil Spencer has armed his soldiers with missiles, rocket launchers, RPGs, and they're set to decimate and wipe the fucking floor. You can't even call them competition. They're not even in the same league. Then, Jim Ryan doesn't even try to shy away from the fact anymore that he's trying to be bargain bin Phil Spencer. Oh, I'm also pro-consumer. We're going to dump all of our old PS4 games that nobody gave a shit about onto the PC. Horizon, PC, none of the PlayStation guys bought it. Days Gone, well, shovel that over to the PC. We're going to cancel the sequel, but the PlayStation guys didn't buy it. And this is the biggest problem with the Sony ponies. They talk so much shit. Oh, we got the best games. We got the best games. It doesn't matter. We got the best games. No, you don't have the best games, because if you had the best fucking games, you would go out and buy them. But you don't. You heard what the Days Gone devs said? If you love our games, buy them day one at full price. You know what this shows to me? This shows a lack of severe forward thinking on the part of Jim Ryan and the PlayStation brand, because Microsoft doesn't even give a shit about this. They're giving you all Xbox first-party games day one on Game Pass. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. No questions asked. You download that shit to your console and you are up and running. That is good business sense. You're in their ecosystem. You're getting a fantastic deal. You're playing the best games on the best system, on the best subscription service, at the best frame rate, at the best graphical power, on the best system. That is forward thinking. That is consumer friendly. That, my friends, is good business sense. This motherfucking clown Jim Ryan lacks everything I just said. He doesn't have business sense. He's not business literate. He doesn't know what's good financially for his company. He doesn't even know what's good for himself. Seriously, he may as well have strung himself up in the middle of the courtyard of a medieval town, strapped his hands behind his back, and let people throw fucking tomatoes at him with that backtracking of closing the PlayStation 3 store, because all it did was make him look like a buffoon. He's a fucking court jester. He's the laughing stock of the goddamn gaming industry. Nobody takes Jim Ryan seriously. If you think that Jim Ryan is the guy that Sony wants to prop up as the face of the PlayStation brand, you're an idiot. They know he's a buffoon. They know he's a fucking baboon running the show over there. They can't wait to make him involuntarily resign. He's a selfish, greedy prick who doesn't think about anybody but himself. And you know what? The fucking clown's not going to stop there. He's thought in his mind, well, you know what? If I'm going down, I'm taking PlayStation with me. And the PlayStation guys are actually behind these decisions. Seriously. $70 games, $70 controllers. PlayStation guys are fine with that. And don't even get me started on this PlayStation Plus video. What a retarded ass name. Who comes up with this shit? Who does he have working over there in marketing and R&D? Who comes up with this shit? PlayStation Plus Video? Seriously, did Jim Ryan just pass kindergarten reading and English class? PlayStation Plus Video? Who you got doing your marketing over there, Jimmy boy? A bunch of goddamn 3-year-olds? Although, to be fair, I can understand why he might want to take such a literal and simplistic approach, because the IQ of the PlayStation fans is very low. And if they hear something that's not both literal and easy to understand, if the words are too big or there's too many letters, their brains will implode and they won't hand over their money hand over fist. So I can kind of understand why he dumbed that shit down to the level that he did. On the majority of my videos criticizing PlayStation, I often have to dumb my thoughts and ideas down to the barest, most basic level that a common second grader would understand. I've tried a few videos where I get a little bit more intelligent and talk some business sense. They never get as many views and they never get as many comments, because the PlayStation fans click off them as soon as they realize that I'm talking about something that their tiny brains can't possibly comprehend without the assistance of a coach. All right, without having this shit go through a filter and be translated into a way that they can understand it. So again, terrible naming, but I understand why he did it. But this is how you're competing with Game Pass. Game Pass, the behemoth of a subscription service that packs the most value out of any gaming subscription service ever to grace God's green earth. The subscription service that delivers the utmost value by the most respectable and reputable brand in gaming today. across multiple platforms, whether that be mobile through the cloud, whether that be on your PC, whether that be in your internet browser, or whether that be on multiple generations of Xbox. Your competition to that is not to increase the library of games available or the quality of games available, but to include video? You think that's what you people want? Video? You want to watch movies. If you are stupid enough to not know how to go pirate movies and steal them, because no movie's worth paying for. If you're dumb as shit, if your brain is made of fucking rocks and you don't know how to navigate to your local torrent site, your local Juarez site, or your local Usenet network and get busy downloading some movies, TV shows, and documentaries free of charge, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Yeah, go spend money. You're probably still using the Redbox anyway, you simpleton motherfuckers. Holy shit. But that's what PlayStation has identified as being a primary want in their audience. Or this could just be a lack of business sense. But seriously, PlayStation Plus video? Try PlayStation Plus irrelevancy, because that's all they're bringing to this generation. Bunch of fucking clowns making decisions they got no business making. Seriously, PlayStation Plus video, PPV. How does that doesn't even sound right. That sounds like one of those knockoff made in China third-party imitators of a real American service. That's the bargain brand shit. That's the shit you see lining the top and the bottom of the aisle while the name brand is in the middle. Eye level. You know why stores do that? Because that's where you're always looking. They don't want you looking up high. They don't want you looking down low. They want it to be at eye level, and they want to have an eye-catching name and a very attractive product. PlayStation Plus Video is none of those fucking things. That's bottom of the barrel marketing work done by a man who truly does not give a shit about his fans, aka Jim Ryan, the monkey in charge of Sony. Meanwhile, on eye level in the store, you got Xbox Game Pass, handmade and crafted with love by Phil Spencer and the Xbox family, meant to appeal to you no matter what fucking device they're on. Fucking Apple fought them tooth and nail, keeping Game Pass off the App Store. And you know what? Phil Spencer and Xbox came out by saying that they're going to get Game Pass on Apple and iOS devices, that they're going to fight, and if they can't win the fight, they'll just do it through the browser, because they care about the user base more than these arbitrary restrictions put in by shitty companies like Apple, all right? They care about the end user enjoying their product. Jim Ryan cares about the end user's wallet and how much money he can suck out of their leathery, old, dried-up titty. All right? That's all that motherfucker cares about. And for you and your dumbass fans to continue supporting it, I've got no hope left for you Sony fans and the human race. You have drained dead metal of his optimism. You have taken him from what was once very high on the bar of outlook for the future of gaming, and you've beaten him down into submission and made him a fucking cynical old man sitting on his porch reminiscing about the days when gaming was good. Because let me tell you, folks, aside from what Xbox is doing, which is new and fresh and keeping up with industry trends and moving positive modern mechanics into the gaming landscape, such as subscription services that don't feel like they're a drain on your fucking wallet, other than that, what Nintendo and Sony doing will set this entire fucking industry back. And I am not just going to lay down and take it. We're not stopping, brothers, until Sony and Nintendo are on their fucking knees.